Can you play the Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Conversations with the Love Crusader. If you're coming across this platform for the first time, it's a platform where we talk about love, we talk about life, we talk about relationships, and we try to have fun while we are doing so. So, welcome to our channel. Please subscribe, follow us, hit the notification bell so you know when we are live. It's one of my favorite editions. I don't know why I should keep saying favorite. All the editions should be my favorite, but well, it's one of my favorite editions. It's the Love Seat on Conversation with the Love Crusader. And the Love Seat is where you get to hear the love stories of people who have been married, who are doing marriage. It's our way of telling you that marriage still works. I have a beautiful couple here on the Love Seat today, and they are my people. You will soon know why. Beautiful people all the way from the United States. I'm in their living room. Even if you can't see me, you can see me. I'm sitting down in their living room. Favor and Samuel Anoke, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Favor is my sister. How do they say it now? They say sister in love. She's my sister. She's my sister. We grew up together. And God has helped us. She's married for years now. She'll tell you how many years. I won't tell you. Despite that, she looks like a doll, like she's just she's the mother of. Okay, let's not go on. Like I said, if you are just coming across this platform, please subscribe, follow us, share, comment, feel free, enjoy the conversation, and let's dig into it. Welcome, Favor and Samuel again. Tell us, how did you meet?
I don't know. Should I take it? I think I should take it.
Yeah, you should.
Please.
So I think so I would say it came about through my mom, my late mom. So my late mom used to visit my sister, where my mother-in-law used to live, and my sister used to live in the same community. I would call it a community. And then my mom, I guess, saw my now wife and I guess pick interest. And then decided that this is befitting to her son. And that's how she kind of told me about her. And then from there, we just started chatting, and here we are.
Wow, that's a really, really abridged version.
Yeah, very.
So we need to make some things clear.
Right.
Somebody's mom saw a beautiful girl and said, this girl is befitting for my son.
Right.
And you just accepted.
Well, I mean, not that. Obviously, there was a follow-up questions and more details, and also how she came about that, and also spoke to my sister, and my sister kind of confirmed or some of the details she gave to me. So, and then we followed it up with a phone call and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then eventually I came back to Nigeria and then to visit.
Yeah, that's the part I wanted us to make clear. You were not in Nigeria.
No.
You were in the US, and she was in Nigeria.
Right.
And your family back home saw this beautiful girl who we were. Okay, let me not start telling the story. Because we were already calling this girl, Ada Obodo Ibo, because she was always looking like Americana in Nigeria. And said, okay, So would you say this was like an arranged marriage? Favor,
No.
let Favor answer. Favor,
So
would you say this was an arranged marriage?
I wouldn't say. I would say that it started with his mom, right? And then I had no interest initially, right? Because as you know, there were other suitors. But when we started talking on the phone, I knew there was a connection, right? We're talking, writing, and then when he came to visit, I think that's where the connection grew, right, for us. So we wanted to get to know each other first before we decided, okay, are we doing this or not? And I didn't even know if he was talking marriage, say, oh, how serious he was. I actually thought he was one of those American boys. So, but he showed up and he was ready. So he arrived. The night he arrived, I think, was it the night you proposed? I think so. It was, that night or 2 nights after. It was actually in your house he proposed. Um, and and one of the things he said to me was, you know how the Bible says, silver and gold I do not have? But he said it in his own way. He said, um, give me a chance and give yourself a chance, and let's see what God would do through the two of us. I think that stuck with me over the years, and that was all I needed. And I said yes, and here we are.
Oh, how I love stories. It's why I do what I do. It's my motivation. I love stories. I like love. I love love. Who doesn't? Come on. Okay, so besides the mama, set the ball rolling, then you met yourself. So what was now the attraction when you met yourself, Sam?
I think for me, it was just obviously, this love at first sight, but obviously, she kind of, for who I am or the person I was, have been over the years, and she kind of, what would I say? I think she kind of looks and also dresses the way I like, and also, so that was
Let
part
the
of
man,
that.
let the man say he say. He
That was
saw a
part.
beautiful girl, man. The girl was beautiful. She
So
is beautiful. Say it.
of course, obviously she's beautiful, yeah. But at the same time, sometimes too, sometimes um, there's a lot can, at least for me, I can speak for myself. There's more to it. Obviously the physical attraction
Yeah.
was there, but also at the same time, you can have someone that is beautiful, but then she doesn't know how to put things together. So that can also be a turn off.
Mhm.
At least for me. But so
Okay, Favor, what was the attraction?
Um, he was always very calm on the phone, even when we met in person. He's very soft spoken. That was the attraction for me. He doesn't know how to raise his voice. It takes a lot for him to raise his voice. So, and being in the culture that we are, we don't get to see that a lot, right? But so that's the two things that got me was when you ask him a question, he takes a minute, takes his time, and he responds, but very short. Like he's not very long, very short. And I'm like, I'm curious to know what drives this guy. And that's
Mm.
attraction for me. But then I don't know if you remember, he had a lot of muscles. I'm like, oh my God, that was new for me, right? It was a new territory. I'm like, okay, what do we do about this muscles? But I love the muscles. It's yeah, it's good muscle.
I don't want to say more than I'll say some things now and then. It's what some people are praying and fasting for. The six pack and the muscles and the it's the prayer. So you better love it, babe. Love it, sis. Okay. All right. I like that aspect of putting things together. Sam saw someone just beyond the beauty because um we tell young ladies most times it's okay to take care of the outward, but who is the person inside? Who are you inside? That's the man might be attracted to the person outside, but the person inside is what will keep the man.
Right, right.
So I
right?
love that, he said, as I saw her somebody who can put things together, and the soft spokenness. It's a very, very, very important thing for some of us who are very sharp mouthed. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
We're going to go to our rapid questions now.
Okay.
And you know what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the only point where we score you, like I said earlier.
Okay.
And hopefully, we've not had a 10-10. We've had 9/10. They're just 10 questions and they'll be very quick.
Okay.
So, we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is the spender? It gotta be. You gotta be that one. I don't need anybody to tell me. Yeah. Okay. Next, who first said I love you?
I think I did. It was me.
Wow. Wow. You're gonna be the first. Who, him or her? You people are pointing separately now.
It was me.
I think she did.
She did. You're
was
gonna be the first lady. Oh my God. Most of the times it's the guys who are the first. So I'll clap for you for that one. Next one. Who remembers important dates?
Sorry, what was the question?
What was the question?
Who remembers important dates? Wedding, anniversary, birthdays, and all that is always the women. Anyways, I don't know what the men are thinking of that they never remember these
We're
dates.
thinking about money.
Who prays more?
She does.
Wow. All right. Who disciplines the children more?
No.
No.
Yeah. That one. Okay. There's a conversation around that one. All right. Who apologizes first?
Sometimes.
I don't see Sam's hand. Sam's hand, though.
But most times, but sometimes me.
Majority of the time.
Who apologizes first? Don't analyze it. Okay. Who's more romantic?
I would say.
Uh,
I would say it's me.
it's you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I know. She's the one who first said I love you.
Right.
Or is it a case of who is more expressive romantically?
Okay.
She's probably more
Expressive.
expressive, I guess. Yes.
Yes. I'm more expressive.
She's
He's
more-
more reserved.
Yeah, but he's buying the flowers and the chocolates.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm planning the dates.
Sometimes.
Who plan the dates?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, Sam, you've missed this one. We give it to her, Sissy, sometimes. Who is best dressed? I know who will win this one. Best dressed. Really? I would have gone for favor. Ochoma, you've lost your crown. What happened?
No, I haven't though, but he's a GQ guy. I give him that.
Oh, that's it. All right.
But
All
he-
right. Who is more helpful at home? Yeah, that I can attest to, and I'm not going to say more than that because I saw someone making tofu. Okay. Who is more social and outgoing? Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was the reserved one.
I am, but I'm more reserved.
I think I connect more with people.
Yes, he does.
Nice. Okay, you've done really well. No, it's a bit of a hiccup, but we've got 8/10, so that's all right. That's good. It's still an 8 point. Well done. Let's move to the real conversation now. This is where we.
Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a minute? There's a lot of background noise. Can you give me a minute? Let me handle it. Yeah.
Going into the questions that you will pick.
Okay.
So you pick a question. It's numbers 1 to 10.
Okay.
And then I'll read to you what your question says.
Okay.
Ladies first. Pick a number.
So 1 to 10. Can I choose number 5?
Question number 5.
Yes.
Okay, it's a question I really love.
Oh boy.
Don't be scared. We're just having fun. What 2 traits did you learn from your upbringing that is shaping your marriage now? Just 2. It could be more.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something you saw your parents did that worked for them, or something you saw even in another marriage or in a couple that you learned, but just give us two from your upbringing that you think is shaping how you do what's marriage, how you do your marriage now.
Number one is prayer. Prayer is huge for me. So that's one. And number two is creating an atmosphere of love. Um, that has carried me. It's love covers all. So those two.
So were they from your parents, or was it from something you saw from someone
Uh,
else, or
so love can be shown in different ways. I can speak to that. My mom um, made a lot of sacrifices, right, for us out of love. And that has taught me to have a bigger heart for people around me, to love no matter what, to love my family, my husband, no matter what, and to do the best I can for my family. So, yes, it's kept me grounded over the years.
yeah. And I know she's also a prayer warrior, so maybe
Yes,
the prayer is also from your mom.
yes. Yes.
Ah, all right. Uncle Sam, do you have anything to add to that? Or you
I
want
mean,
to just pick your own question?
I mean, for me, um, I think for me, I'm probably similar to her because, the from my mom, the level of love, being that she was a single mom as I was growing up, and then she had to do a lot just to carry all of us, all the sacrifice and all.
Mhm.
Mm,
So definitely for me, I can, also see it in my, sometimes I look back and also can reflect back to her
great.
struggle and her perseverance. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank God for mothers shaping us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sacrificial mothers shaping us. God bless her soul. All
Amen.
right. Pick your question, Uncle Sam.
Um, 10.
Hey, okay.
Oh my goodness, I love this. And it's a question I love the guys to pick. So
Aha.
you went well for it. I love it. It's because it's a debate. Every time we hear men wants to be respected, men wants to be respected. All a man is respect. So Uncle Sam, would you rather be respected or loved?
Well, I think is actually one answer the other. If
Okay.
you if you love someone, then you can respect someone. When there's no love, you can barely want to respect that individual. So if you really love someone, you don't want to hurt them, right? And then also it goes to show respect to that individual, right? So it's kind of one question that can answer the two questions that you kind of reflecting on. So
Interconnected.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
when you don't really love someone or care for someone, then you don't the way you talk or approach that individual will be different. So
Excellent answer. I like it because that's always my argument when people say, "Oh, a man just wants to be respected. A man just wants to be respected." Hello, where is this respect going to come from? It has to come from a place of love, because like Favor was saying earlier, love covers multitude of sin.
Yes.
So when you love someone, it's easier. I feel it's easier to respect them.
Correct. Correct.
And it's not just men who wants to be respected. I think it's both ways.
Correct.
Even
mhm.
a woman wants to be respected in a relationship. She wants her
Okay,
Correct.
opinion to be heard.
in
She
two
wants
ways.
her voice. So they should stop singing it. Oh, men, all the man this is respect. The food of a man is respect. It's all together. Okay, anyways. Okay. Thank you for answering. Thank you for answering it very quickly and very swift and very straightforward. This debate, we are soon going to put it to rest because on this show, almost all men have said, I start from a place of love, and I believe that if there's love, there'll be respect.
Correct.
We're winning the debate. All right, Favor, pick your question.
How about he did 10? I'll do one.
One.
Yes.
Yeah, good question. Now you can choose. I don't want the details of it because
Okay.
the details might be personal, but the lessons is what we want to hear. So,
Okay.
what was your first fight? First fight And
Mhm.
what two lessons did you learn from it?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do I, do I, so it was before our court, was it before our court wedding? It had to do about something to wear, right? I felt like I wasn't ready, but it was what the church wanted, right? They wanted us to kind of get it done. I wanted something small. He wanted to take his time as well. So there was a lot of back and forth, right? And one of the things that I learned after that first initial back and forth, we started to call it progressive conversation, where we kind of just talk about things to get to a resolution. And two things I learned was never let anyone make a decision for your marriage or for your partner or for yourself. Trust each other to be able to carry yourselves through it. And that has helped me over the course of our marriage. Number two is to allow him, even though he's quiet and takes his time, to allow him to express himself and get to where he's going to see, understand him first, before I try to support or make any corrections. So I let him be him, and I let me be me and meet him where he is. So yeah.
Hmm. That's a big lesson.
Oh yeah, I learned it
That
that
the, the first one is a little easier. You see, the second one you just mentioned, for strong women,
that's
that's
hard.
it's a big lesson.
Yeah. Yes.
It's something that I've struggled with. I don't know whether I have struggled with it or I'm still struggling with it. As a
It's a
strong,
hard one. Yeah.
yeah, as a strong woman who sometimes feel like, take move, do it, like you want the person to just move
Yeah.
and doing something.
Yes.
It's like one of my sisters would say, it's the gift of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift you give your partner to accept that this is who they are
Right.
and allow them be able to take their time
Right.
to do what they will do. Uncle Sam, do you have something to say to that? I don't know why my camera is getting off and coming back.
Um,
Go on, I can hear you.
oh, you can still hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, she kind of makes sense because sometimes when one is not ready, you can push, or you can drag, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not ready.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So it's better to just a little nudge,
Mm-hmm.
instead of push. Will go a long way instead of
Mm-hmm.
uh, trying to force it sometimes.
Right.
I
Because that
like the way he says a little nudge. How little is a little nudge?
That's right.
not a big push.
So like that. Like
Yeah,
that. Like that. All right.
How
So
little is a how little is a little nudge?
yeah.
Because sometimes this is where little issues escalate
mm-hmm.
into bigger ones
Hmm.
when we don't understand um the difference maybe between that nudge and a push.
And a
And then
push.
push.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
So I'm hoping that we all find that grace and wisdom to be
Mm-hmm.
able to know what the difference is
Hmm.
in the nudge and the push.
And then the push.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think for me the push is when it becomes nagging. You're constantly nagging the person, or we talked about this, and if it doesn't work out, something goes by, you say, "I told you so." I think that's the push for me, from my understanding. But not just maybe twice a week or a month. Say, oh, honey, do you remember what we talked about? How's it going? Things like that. And we've learned to do that. And I wait for him. Like he said, he actually would remind me, oh, remember what we talked about? I looked into it, X, Y, Z. He's very good with updates, and I give more updates. So sometimes I'm like, he's like, I'm busy. I'm like, I know, but you need to hear me out. So,
Fantastic lesson, like we've said, and it's a big lesson. It's a big lesson. Um, I don't want to go further into it because sometimes I've had a lady who has said to me her frustration is she keeps reminding and reminding and reminding, and it's like the man still never moves.
mm,
And like you said, once, twice, third time it becomes nagging.
Right.
which is quite frustrating. And I mean, it's both ways. Sometimes some men are also reminding, and
Mm-hmm.
the woman is not moving, which is frustrating. You
Right.
know, if we've agreed, we've had a conversation about something, just like you said now,
Mm-hmm.
best practice is updates, this is what I've done about it, or this is what I've, yeah. All right, let's move on. Whose question was that? Favors, right?
Yeah, it was
Yep.
mine. That was yours.
Good. All right, Uncle Sam, pick yours.
7.
Question number 7. Okay. There are several ways that we communicate. So um, I'll just put the question out there. Which is
Mhm.
your most effective communication tool? What do you think is your most effective? Is it text messages? Is it face-to-face conversation? Is it letter writing? So some people they drop notes. So there are
I,
different ways. There's silent treatment. So when the person goes silent, the partner knows there's a problem. I've heard various forms and various types. What's your best?
I think for me, I think I probably say silent can be one of them. And also face. I don't think I do well together. At least between me and my wife, texting we don't do as often. No, so most of our conversation is actually more face to face or in the house. Sometimes because we're both busy. She's at work, I'm at work. Sometimes it gets a little difficult sometimes to connect while we're both working. But so most of the conversation usually happen face to face or in house. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. How's that going, Favor?
It's actually going good because I'm also, just like I do with my team in the office, I like in person because they're very personal. You can read someone's facial expressions, right? Know when you say something that they don't appreciate or you need to redirect or rephrase. So I've learned to read his body language, and if he's very silent sometimes or his face is down, I can tell either he's not paying attention or he's processing. And I will repeat the question I said, what do you think? And then if it's something about the kids, we can do a quick text or just to check in, how's your day going? Or a quick phone call. So I use 3 different methods to communicate with him, but the one I love the most is the in person, where I can look at him
Face to
and
face.
the face to face, yeah, in person. And when I talk to him, I like to rub his hair.
Is that the secret mojo? Uncle
Yeah.
Sam, is that how she gets you to do things? She rubs your
Yeah,
head.
and he loves it too. I just go,
Oh my God, now
Is
we
he also
know.
I do.
enjoying?
I love it. I don't know why. It's just
We know, now we know, Uncle Sam. Once they start rubbing your head, that's all, you're gone, man.
yep.
Took all the hair.
I took over here.
Oh my God, this is so interesting. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Some people, once a guy said to us on the show, that they love the silent treatment. He just goes quiet.
Mhm.
Anyways, I think it works for him to an extent because he's been able to understand his emotions, and that when he's upset he doesn't say the right words.
Mhm.
So he likes to go quiet for a while,
Mhm.
process how he's feeling
Mhm.
before he's able to communicate better. And at that point, he'll communicate. But if so the wife was saying, I used to make the mistake of forcing him to talk
Right.
when he was quiet. And I realized that when I forced him to say, he would say some things that we will later regret.
Correct.
So he would rather just go quiet for a
Mhm.
while, can be a day,
Mhm.
and she has now understood to give him that time and that space to process his feelings
To
and then
cool
come and
off.
talk when
Yeah.
he's ready. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I've never heard someone use the silent treatment in a positive way. But look, that's a positive light. They
Right.
use it positively. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
every tool works for everybody differently. Good
Correct.
one. Okay. Okay. Next question, Favor. I'm looking at our time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So should I pick a number?
Yes, pick a number.
Can I do 3? Number 3.
I was hoping you'll do 3.
Oh my God.
I was hoping you do 3. I was hoping you do 3. All right. You see, it's very simple.
Okay.
Question 3. Do you have a love song? If yes, sing
Oh,
it.
okay.
Sing
Oh.
it, sing it, sing it, sing it. Now you know why I wanted you to do 3.
Um, I used to sing this. My love, there's only you in my life. The only thing that's right. My first love. Your every breath I take. He can't sing, so every.
I was going to say, Uncle Sam, join the singing.
He can sing.
Not my thing.
No, it's not his thing.
Although I can sing when I'm
When you what?
when I'm not like
When they've rubbed your head, Favor, you need to rub his head so he'll
when I'm
sing.
in the zone. I need to be in the zone.
You need to be in the spirit to be able to
Yeah.
sing. Oh my goodness! Is that the same love song for you too, Uncle Sam, or is it different?
His is different, if I remember correctly.
I mean, I used to.
This song is shoot.
I used to listen to a lot of it, but it just like over time you kind of drift. At least I
Do you
drifted
have
away.
one? Do you have a special one for Favor? That's what we're asking. It's not the one you really listen to.
That's right. You
The
tell
one that is a love song for her.
him. You
Do
tell him.
you have one that is specially dedicated to her?
That's right. You tell him. It's not what
The one that you sing when you're in the spirit.
That's right. Not what a beautiful name it is. It's
No, not that one.
This is a song that I actually really like, but I don't even remember the title anymore. But it's from Boys to Men.
Okay, go on.
How does it go? You don't remember?
I
If
don't
you give us
remember.
the title, Favor can sing it. Since
Yeah,
you
I
can sing.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Oh man,
You don't remember it?
I don't remember it. It's in my head, but I can't say it out.
What are the words? Do you remember the words?
I'll make love to you like you want me to.
Oh,
Not
it's
that one.
not
It's
that
that
one.
the one that was at
Let me keep my mouth.
number 1 before. That was it.
I don't know. I don't know
That
more
was
than
it.
And I hold
Yeah,
you tight,
that's it.
baby.
baby all through the night.
I'll make
It's the same one I'm singing. I
Is it the
know.
same one?
Like,
you
yeah.
want me to.
No, not that. Not
And I will not let go till you ask
Tell
me
me to,
to.
baby.
Okay, sister, we're supposed to be holy. How
Oh,
are we
yeah.
making this one?
Supposed to be holy.
Oh my God. One of my friends will say, this is the holiest. This is the holiest of holies. Allow us. Love is the holiest of holies because God is love. Oh, that's beautiful.
Boy.
It's good. We'll give you the assignment, Uncle Sam, to go and choose a new song.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yes, you have to have one that is dedicated.
That's
When
right.
when she hears it, she knows this is for her.
Mhm.
And and she has the one that is dedicated to you, that is for you. This is your song. This is my
Yeah.
song.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Let's pick your question now. We're almost there.
What's your question?
9.
9. Okay.
Question 9.
Mhm.
Okay. Since it says it's the most outgoing, this might be easy. What's fun for you? What's your definition of fun?
Oh boy.
What's fun?
Yes.
I actually enjoy laughing.
Yeah.
Laughing?
Anything that
Comedy.
makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Laugh.
You enjoy what? Sorry, I didn't get it.
Comedy.
Comedy.
Oh, comedy. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, a good comedy show, yeah? All right.
Show.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I also take some kind of pleasure in working out, I guess.
Is workout fun?
So yes,
For him.
well, yes and no. You know, while you were doing it, it can be painful, but then afterward, it can be if you reward, if you this, I don't know this.
I know what you mean.
A sense of gratification.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
During the
Rewarding.
process,
Yeah.
it's very painful. It's
Yeah.
very like why am I even doing this sometimes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then afterwards you can feel a sense of relief.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Self accomplishment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you
Okay.
Yeah.
So if Favor were to, if she wanted to plan a fun evening or a fun day, would that be going to the gym then?
no, it would be more like a comedy show stand up.
Yeah.
A
Stand up.
stand-up comedy. Oh, so you do. Yeah, I do like stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
stand
a
up
stand up
comedy.
comedy, or he likes jazz.
Yeah, I do.
Woo!
Like a
A
jazz.
jazz
Yeah,
show.
we used to
Like a
go.
jazz
Yeah,
club.
we used
Yeah.
to.
Old souls and old
Yeah,
spirits.
he loved jazz. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Music is always,
Yeah.
music is always fun. Music is always fun. I have a workout routine that is purely dance.
Oh,
uh,
And right now, lazy me, that's what I do more than the rest because I just catch fun dancing. I already love dancing. So,
exactly.
to be able to work out dancing as a workout, I love
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think in a way it can actually be fun. It can be fun.
Yeah.
it
It
can
All
can.
be.
right. We're almost through our 10 questions. Let's see. I think we've got okay, we've got 3 more questions to go. Question 2, question 4,
And
and
six.
question 6, and we still
Yeah.
have time. So, Favor, it's your turn.
I'll take 6.
Question 6. I
Yes.
like it. This is another question. This is a question I also like the ladies to answer.
Oh
So
boy.
I'm happy that you are the one that is picking it. Yep.
Oh.
What is submission to you?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a very quite interesting question. So, I will answer it this way, right? In the book of Genesis, when and the Lord said it wasn't good for Adam to be alone, and I will provide for you a helpmate, right? Oftentimes, people misunderstand what that that I think that the scriptures often misinterpreted because people will say helpmate means to help the husband, right? But sometimes it has a very wrong connotation. I believe my interpretation is to be not only a support but a pillar. And what a pillar does is it help holds up a foundation, a structure to give it strength, right?
Hmm.
So from falling apart. So I really believe that one of the reasons why we've stayed together is because we have this agreement where we're both pillars in the marriage. One does not submit to the other person does not. The word submission sometimes come off like enslavement to me, so I do not love the connotation. So I am a pillar to my husband, a source of strength. So is he to me. He's a shoulder I can cry on. He's one person I can pick up the phone and say something is going on. Um, I need your help, and we would process things. But I don't necessarily believe that submission means when I'm being hurt, I can speak up. When something is wrong, I can say something is wrong. That's not my definition of submission. I believe that it's about being a pillar and a support, a source of strength to my family and to my husband. So.
Hmm. Okay. Uncle Sam.
I think you want to say something there.
No. So, Mama P, if you have a follow-up question, ask. I'll answer.
Submission. In the way you've defined it now, I don't think I've ever heard it that way before.
That's exactly why I said maybe you need to say.
Because submission and being a pillar, yes, I agree with you that there might be some wrong connotations around it, of course, which is why we ask the questions and which is why we talk about it.
Yes.
Given, also the background, the cultural background where we come from.
Correct.
People
Correct.
use this biblical injunction about submission.
Correct.
To turn the marriage into a master servant kind of relationship.
Correct. Control.
Where
Correct.
the other one is now suffering emotional abuse.
Correct.
They are being masculated.
Correct.
And it can be any of the partner that is being, masculated in the relationship. and they can't speak up because they have to submit,
Correct.
which I believe is not what the intention of scripture is.
Correct. Correct.
Um,
I agree. Which is why I answered the way I did, because of such connotation, the wrong connotation to the word submission. Yes, you could define it in different ways. It could mean respect for your spouses, you respect them. It could also mean loving and adapting. I call it when you adapt to the environment that you're in. You allow the process of change to take place where God is refining that person to his master finished product, right? I can define it that way. That's submission for me. Is God is changing me to become who he wants me to be in my home. So I'll be able to give my husband honor as he places honor on me. I could also define it that way and love him through the eyes of God, not through the man that he is, but through the eyes of God. So the different
mm,
definitions I could all wrap it in one for submission. But I do not appreciate the connotation that it has to be enslavement or abuse, or I cannot communicate my feelings when I've been hurt. I think for me, yeah.
that's a very, very, so you've just made a very strong statement, which I think will help a lot of people. When you see your husband through the eyes of God and you see your wife through the eyes of God,
Correct.
you understand that this person was created in the image of God.
Correct.
Both of you were created in the image of God.
Yeah.
Marriage is partnership.
Correct.
The fact that I am your wife, and like they would say in Africa, you paid my bride price, does not mean that I cannot have a life outside of you,
Mm-hmm.
but I choose to have a
Right.
life with you.
Correct.
I
Correct.
think that's how I like to define submission.
Correct.
One pastor's wife was preaching, and she said it's power under control. As a woman, you also have that power. You
Mm-hmm.
can take decisions, you can take actions,
Mm-hmm.
but you defer
Mm-hmm.
to your husband, just like you were saying earlier. You give that nudge, you wait for him to come
Correct.
to where you are, right? It's
Correct.
not, it's not sit on his head, make
Correct.
the decisions for him,
Mm-hmm.
control him.
Correct.
Like they always say, two captains, and you now have two captains in a boat, and then the boat is
Correct.
falling apart.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the other hand, it's not also the sit on the woman's head. She has no thoughts of her own.
Mm-hmm.
No, I remember I asked a young man during counseling, and he said, for him, submission means that a woman loses her. Oh, Holy Spirit, help me remember her her thoughts and value, or something like
Oh
that.
wow.
She surrenders her thoughts. Yes, she surrenders. That's what she surrenders her thoughts
Wow.
and values to him.
Hmm.
Wow.
Is that even possible?
It's that.
It's not
Oh my
even
God.
You
That's
see, that's the wrong notion. Somebody who goes into marriage with that kind of
yeah.
ideology,
Yeah. I can't.
expecting that this woman will not think outside of him.
I can't.
So she's no longer allowed to have thoughts of her own.
Exactly.
She
No.
only has to think what her husband wants her to think.
It's not
It's
even
not
possible.
possible. It's
Not
just
even
It's not possible. So you see, they create a foundation that is already wrong,
correct.
by having those kind of ideology. We want to be the neck that we've been created to be as a woman. And I tell you, we are very powerful,
Mm-hmm.
but we want to be able to submit that power to the one that we have chosen as our head, as our king,
Mm-hmm.
In the palace. Remember that she's also a queen. She's not one of the servants in the palace. Anyways, okay.
Right. Right.
We flogged that enough. Uncle Sam, do you want to add something to that? We flogged
Yeah,
that one
you
enough.
probably should. What's submission to you? I want to hear it. What was submission to you? Talk to
I
me.
mean, submission. I mean, just like you guys have said, it's not. Submission is definitely not what for you to the right to abuse,
Mm-hmm.
to force your will, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's the word. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many things that submissions are not. I'm trying to answer the question in the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Submission is not okay. you have to do this because I say
I
so.
say so. Right, right.
You know, but again, it still goes back to, you know, some of the earlier conversation, meaning that when there's love, some of these things means nothing because those things becomes irrelevant because everyone understands their role,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't need to force it out.
Correct.
You don't need to.
There's a natural flow.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
pull your pants to say, you know,
I'm the
I'm the man of
man.
the house. You know.
Someone will always say, and he's a man. That's why I like to quote him when he says it. He says, if you have to remind them that, don't you know I am the head of this house, something is already wrong with you.
Yeah.
He said you show that you're the head, you're the king by how you carry your responsibility, how you
Correct.
lead your home, you know, how
Mm-hmm.
you're there as a provider, as a protector,
Right,
as a priest for your
right.
home. You
Yeah.
don't need to be announcing it. It's not by
Correct.
announcement. Don't you know I am the head?
The
Oh Lord, oh Lord, something is wrong. So
Yeah.
I
So
totally agree. I agree with you. Fantastic one. Okay, we've got two more questions. I hope we can take them both before we
how
okay.
about you?
round up.
You're doing number two? Okay.
Yeah, question number two. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Let Uncle Sam answer this one because Favor did one
Uh-huh.
and they are a little related or similar. What is the one thing, just one because we don't have time, you believed about relationships, but you no longer believe now? So maybe before you got married, you had this idea that this is how it's gonna be, or
Oh
this is how
yeah.
this is. But
Oh,
now that you're
that's a good
married,
question.
Actually, like, you know, it's actually been just um, from our previous conversation, what we just discussed, is actually, you know, for me, and this is being, I'm being honest, you know, my idea of marriage before I got married was totally different by the time I got married. You know, like, you know, you have all these fantasies
Mm,
about marriage, how marriage is supposed to work, and then you get into it, and then you know that is when the real work starts. It's not what we see on TV.
mm.
It's not movie.
It's
It's
not
not,
movie. It's not movie
you
at
know,
all. It's
no
not.
one is bringing flower every night.
Nope.
it's not they live happily ever after.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, so there's, and then you begin to, a lot of things are, kind of start to unravel, you know,
Yes.
and then you find out that this is, you know, not what you thought. You know, my thought process before and after, you know, kind of
Mm-hmm.
change, and then you begin to work on it, and
Mm-hmm.
then work on yourself at the same time.
Right. Right.
So for me, that's what, you know.
It's like a wrapped gift.
Hmm.
It's like a wrapped gift. So once you get into the marriage, you unwrap your gift. And whatever you see in that box, you
Yeah.
live with it. You start working with it. And I
Right.
like that word work because I always say to people, marriage is work. In fact, marriage is a lot of work. Let's not cover it. Marriage is work. You have to work to continuously stay in that place where there are days where you don't feel like you don't like this person. You're not even talking about love. Like you don't feel like you like this person at all.
Right.
There are days where you are questioning yourself, like, my goodness, how did I end up with this person? Of all the billion of people on earth, how did I end up with this man? Or what am I even doing here?
Right.
You
Right.
know, but we've got to work on it. We've got to sit together and chisel out what needs to change, what needs to be adjusted, what do we need to repair. You know, that's why we talk about mending our fences. All
Mhm.
right. So good one, very good one. That's a reality for most people. They say when you go into marriage blind,
Yeah.
they say love is blind, marriage you open your eyes. When you get into the marriage, the reality of it hits you, and then you begin to understand that okay, it's not as you thought it was. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we can finish our question. The very last one now for Favor.
Okay. Okay.
3 words. 3 words. Just words. Don't give us phrases. 3 words that describes your partner. Describe
Uh,
your partner in 3 words.
kind.
One,
Um, he's caring.
two.
He's very domesticated, would I
Oh,
say. Yes.
homely. I prefer the word homely.
He's very
Very
home.
homely.
Yes,
Yes.
very, 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 very home.
And you see that first word that you use
Mhm.
is so underrated in relationships.
Yeah.
Kindness.
Yeah.
Because when someone is kind, no matter what is happening, they will still treat you kindly.
Yeah.
Even in conflicts, even when, like I said, in the situations where you are not feeling that love,
Hmm.
there will still be that kindness, in the way we treat ourselves. So
Right.
that's very key. All right. Uncle Sam, do you want to return the favor? 3 words.
Um, kind,
Yeah.
giving,
Two. Generous. That's it.
Yeah.
um, caring.
Oh, okay. Okay. Don't you just love people? All right. All right. All right. The last things we need to talk about.
Okay.
There are people who are watching you. You've been married how long now? Tell them. Tell them.
17. Prosperous. Yeah.
Woo!
This
That's
18.
Is
something
it
to
18? Oh, he's
celebrate.
18. He's 18.
18.
Prosperous turning 18 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18.
18.
Yeah.
Wow, your marriage is a full-grown adult.
Oh my
It's something to celebrate in this generation where, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, they're already heading for the courts. I mean, celebrate. You should celebrate yourself. That's an achievement. So, what advice you have for the unmarried? There are people who are watching you now. They are wishing, oh my God, I wish Favor was my wife. There are
God.
those who are saying, oh, I wish Sam was my husband. So, give them advice. Sister Favor, for the female, tell the sisters, what's your advice to them, and Uncle Sam, to the male, what's your advice to them?
So who's going first? Do you want
Ladies first.
to? Okay.
Sorry. Um, I would say listen to understand and not to respond, because what I found that when you're dating, often we rush to, okay, what do you have? What's your degree? Is listen to understand who the person is and getting to know them. And sometimes we, as young women, I got married young, as you know that we have certain expectations, right? But trusting God through the process. If I knew the things I knew now before I got married, I think things would have been a whole lot easier for the two of us, because now I got to mature. So maturity, it's key. Get to know yourself and love yourself first before you can love someone else. Because if you can't love
Amen.
yourself and respect yourself, you can't give what you don't have. You can't pour out for an empty cup. Make sure your cup is full before you find someone else who has their own cup full. Don't find someone who has a half a cup and then they're taking from yours. Their cup needs to be full as well as yours. So that would be my advice.
Fantastic. Amen to that. I don't even have anything to add to it. Just amen to that. It's true. You've got to discover yourself before you begin to talk of bringing in. And it's the mistake that a lot of people do. Either
Correct.
out of pressure, oh,
Mhm.
go and marry, go and marry. Oh, your mates are getting married.
Right.
I was speaking to a young girl of recent and I said, look, I think you're settling.
Hmm.
She was talking to me about her relationship, and I was saying to her, I think you're settling because you've spoken to me a lot about the kind of person you're looking for, the kind of person your dream man, and this guy is not.
Hmm.
But I think she got to the level of, oh, my mates are getting married, some of my friends are getting no, 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 no. You don't get into marriage because of all that.
Right. Right.
You have to prepare yourself, you have to be ready because it's a journey of a lifetime.
Correct.
So you don't want to go into it making mistakes.
Correct.
Anyways, fantastic. Like I said, amen to that. Yeah, Uncle Sam, what's your advice for the men, for the
Uh,
guys out there?
I mean, for me, I would say, um, it requires a lot of patience. You have to be patient. You have to be graceful,
Mm.
and you have to know and commit to it that this is something that you really want. You know,
Mm.
because if you're not commit to it, then when the when push comes to shove, then the easy way is to walk away. So you have to be committed to it, and also be prepared to say, okay, this is what I want. I'm going to work on it. You know, because
Mm.
you know you have to understand that these are two different individuals,
Right.
that you know you from different background, and you come in together as one. So
Yeah.
there's things that you have to work on to kind of smoothing things out.
Exactly. To become one.
You know, to make it work. So again, patient. You have to be patient, and then be committed to say, okay, I have to work. I'm ready to work through it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
Mm. Thank you so much. Patience is a virtue that we pray for men.
Yeah.
Father in heaven, release patience. Many men are not patient. Okay, I'm not here to indict the men, but we know it's true. Patience is a virtue that not many men have. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's important. It's a very, very necessary ingredient. And that commitment, I feel like to an extent it's a big foundation for anything in marriage, especially from the part of a man. When a man is committed, the marriage will hardly fail. You know, they say scripture says that a wise woman builds her home. For me, I think the men are the builders actually. I'm not trying to contradict scripture, but that's how I see it. I feel like if a man is actually putting 100% on the table, it's quite easy for the woman to lean in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But sometimes many men, once they get the marriage, they get into the marriage, they feel like, okay, I got her, but you still have to work to keep her. That's the work. You have to work to keep her.
Right.
It's not
Right.
just enough. Oh, they are good with the chasing. They chase you, they chase you, they chase you, they get you. And then after they get the woman, okay, she's mine now. And then they begin to take things for granted. But the commitment has to continue
That's it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And if a woman sees that 100% commitment, she will definitely, more easily lean in, unless she was never herself ready for marriage, from the onset. So fantastic advice that you've given us. And to those who are listening, you're not married, please start learning some of these things. I always say to you, like Favor was saying, there's a lot of things we wish we knew. A lot of mistakes we would not have made in the early
Right.
stages of marriage,
Right.
marriage 101 lessons. Yeah, I wish, and that's part of why I do this,
Yeah.
because I want you to know before you even say I do.
Right.
You should know what you're committing yourself to, know what you're agreeing to, know what it is that you want, and be committed to it. All right, that's our time. Thank you so much, Favor and Sam. You
Thank
see
you.
how our 1 hour ran quickly.
Thank you.
thank you.
While we're having fun, thank you. I really, really do appreciate both of you. Thank you for your time. I know you're quite busy people, and I've been trying to get you here on this love seat for a while now. So
Yes.
I'm happy that we've been able to do this. Thank you so much. And I'm super proud that you are my family. Everyone wants to align with what's good. So keep doing the love, keep being your sweet self, keep being your good self.
Thank
All
you.
the guys that are not homely, please go and learn how to be homely. Right. Okay, I'll see you again next week
All
on
right.
another episode of Conversation with the Love Crusader. Please, like we said from the onset, subscribe, share, tell your friends about the platform. You could be saving someone's relationship by sharing the lessons that we are learning on this platform. See you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching today's video. We appreciate you. Kindly remember to subscribe and share so you can get notification every time we post new videos. Our promise is to ensure that you flourish in love, in life, and in your relationships. See you next week.